Man, you already know, man, it's Frank Nitty in the building, man, with another episode of the Texans Home 3 podcast show, man. We in the building. Got some not some podcasts, some training camp news for y'all today, man. It's about to go down, man. Appreciate everybody that's in the building already. Y'all know already, man, if y'all hear me, y'all know I'm in the building with my gang, man, and I'm going to bring them on up, man. It's Pat, a.k.a. The Streets, a.k.a. The Mail, man,
biggest.
Definitely activated, man. My boy on his big, I'm talking about the biggest today, man, and I'm talking about pause. Yeah, I got to pause. But other than that, though, man, I'm talking about my boy sipping champagne today, man. It's gonna be real elegant. You know what I'm talking about, man. And y'all know if y'all see us in the building, man, I ain't gonna leave my boy down there too long. Y'all already know, because I ain't trying to be on the list. But y'all know, man, we got that boy Killer Cal in the building.
Back in the H.
Back in the H, man. Y'all ain't seeing my boy, you know what I'm saying, in that camp, man. He's sitting at home on the slab. Y'all already know, man. And it's going down, man. It's Texans on 3, man. This beat is real saucy, man. Courtesy of Supreme Beat. That's what they call that when you beat a sample shot at. But yeah, I put that together, man. Y'all already know, man. Shout out to all you guys, everybody in the bull ring already. It's going down today, man. We got the bull ring. We got the bull ring already doing their thing, man. Shout out Willie Jackson, man. Shout out Julius Harris, man. It is going down.
That beat is sick, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I just want to start trying to do little treats for our listeners, man. You know, something for the easy listeners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, as a matter of fact, what I've been doing lately is, you know, just having it a little bit in the background. So as I turn that down and we get ready for the show, y'all, man, it is getting ready to go down.
Hey, Texas man, in the building.
Oh yeah. Oh, what? You heard some keys? I don't know, man. You saying you heard some keys, man? And when you hear them keys, I know what time it is, man. It look like it's about to be a Ghetto Boy show.
Look at him.
You got my guy Doc.
Yeah, Halloween fell on a weekend.
Hey, man, it's about to be... Hey,
Dr. Larry trick or treat.
Hey, it's about
dropping them MFBs on.
Hey, y'all already know it's about to be a good show, man. We got the Doc in the building, man. Appreciate you, man.
DQ.
Most definitely, man. Horace in the building.
Gully.
Hey, man, it's about to go down, man. It's about to go down.
Man, boy, you about to make me come out of retirement, boy. I could spit on that beat, man. I'm telling you.
Man, that's our vibe too, man. You know what I'm saying? That just hit you in the soul a little bit, man. But y'all, training camp, man. I'm excited as hell, man. More excited than I was even at OTAs. Hearing D'Amico say how the team went from, you know, being he was surprised at how, you know, aligned everything was in OTAs, and it looking like it's then carried over to training camp, because he was like those guys' first day out there, you know, he was expecting, you know, certain things that you would expect as a coach, and, you know, your team getting back out there on the field, little mistakes, balls dropped here and there, pause. But he was like, look, those guys came in there and they were still on point. It's carrying over. It's like, and when you get the team operating like that, you know, within the coaching system, I feel like that's the ingredients, the recipe, you know what I'm saying, for a championship, because the team is believing in themselves. It ain't like the coach got to give you some kind of rah-rah speech or whatever.
Right.
You know what's on the table. You know what your job is. Do your job. And I know, you know what I'm saying, Doc don't want to hear that, because they used to be over the head of all New England when they would run out the locker room. They say that one of the main things they would read as they was running out that Bill had up there on the wall was "Do your job." That was the number one rule in New England. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, with that kind of mentality here in Houston with the Texans, I think it's finally gonna work, man. I think it's finally gonna come together, y'all. I know y'all boys are chomping at the bit with different things y'all got on y'all list, man. What's the first thing y'all want to dive into, man? Woosah.
First things first. Shout out to everybody in the community. Shout out to all our viewers and listeners.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Shout out to the brother that's on this screen right now. But I gotta say, shout out to Big Sarge, man. I don't believe in the big bro mentality, little bro mentality, but he is a good source of information, a beacon in the community, and that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
So letting it be known first things first. Now, before I get to business, I would like to say this. Everybody in the community has to understand that we all watch the team, we love the team, and we may have the same idea or the same thought process, but the way it comes out just don't sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
I can write you a song and the way I spit it, the way you spit it, it hit different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you follow, you follow. If you know, you know. But let's get to it though. Now, I want to start with the offensive line. Now, shout out to my boy courtesy of Noah. He dropped this on the Texans Twitter. The first offensive line was going from left to right. Cam Robinson, Latham Tomlinson, Jared Patterson, Titus Howard, and Big E. The second line was Big E at left, and we're going from left to right again. The second line was Big E, Tomlinson, Andrews, Howard, and then Fisher. Now, me and Cal was having off the show conversation about the offensive line pertaining to Big E, and I told guys that my brother, there you go, Sarge
in the building.
I just shouted you out too, but look at how God worked. Now, AD talking about it's a half hour. Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, man. Shout out that boy AD, man.
The biggest. But me and Cal was talking about I want to say this was after the draft, that my prediction was that Big E Ursery was going to be a starting tackle either on the left. Well, I said left because I felt like you don't draft a guy that high with that type of skill set to just sit on the bench. Now, going back to last year when we drafted shout out to AD, I'm going to give you credit on this one, AD. You felt like that we didn't draft Fisher to be a swing tackle. And my thought process was, yeah, we was, because you had Howard and Tunsil at the time. So it only makes sense to draft a tackle where you drafted that tackle to come in and beat that swing tackle until that guy's ready. Mm-hmm. Here we are in year 2 for him, year 1 for Big E. I got Big E starting tackle. And only thing I'm going to change is from left to right, because I feel like Cam is going to do what he got to do to hold down that left tackle spot. In time, Big E will move to left. But if we rolling out there tomorrow, I feel more comfortable with Big E on the right side starting than I do with Blake Fisher. Once again, shout out to Sarge. He mentioned this too.
Hey, shout out T Jones too, man.
Hey, Mama, I ain't see you. What's going on, baby? And shout out to you too, Jill. Sarge brought this up. He was saying, man, Fisher has slimmed down a little too much. Now, only thing I can think of, maybe if in Fisher's mind, he didn't get the memo that, hey, Bobby is gone. Because, you know, in the zone blocking scheme, your alignment don't need to be super big. They need to be very light and agile so they can move laterally left to right. That's all you're doing in the zone blocking scheme. In the power scheme, you need those big guard body type of guys that's going to move people out the way. And that's exactly what we got right now, including with Big E. Now, I'm going to say this. And one more time, so shout out to my guy Sarge again. Patterson botched the snap the other day at practice. Now, as a former center myself, you got one job, the most important job, and that's to hike the ball, whether it's under center or shotgun. And I feel like we're going to be in shotgun a lot this season with this new offense. And we can't afford to have bad snaps at all. So now it's going to come down to, because we know Juice not going to play center. Juice is going to be a guard on either side. Juice is not a good center. I got to put it out there. If you see a Juice, I'm sorry. I'll buy you a brisket sandwich when I see you at the game. But It's going to come down between Patterson and Andrews, who's going to win that starting position, the starting center position. Mark my word, I guarantee it.
I think so too. Juice not even a good guard to me, if you ask me.
But you got to keep him. You can't just get rid of him right now. He's a good.
But he's going to be a backup pretty much right now. It's like what he's playing himself into.
He's a depth piece. He's the depth piece right now.
AD wanted to know, why do you have Ursery over Fisher? And I think AD, I don't know. I think it's evident, but Patton,
I keep it simple. Go watch the film. I keep it simple. That's something we all got access to. Go watch Ursery film. Go watch Fisher film. Look at the bill. Here, for some of the highlights we've been privy to see throughout social media, you see the D line is running by Fisher, and Fisher like he moonwalking.
Mm-hmm. Then it looked like he lost weight, and I know you said earlier in your
slimmed down a lot.
That you don't have to be real big, but at the same time you don't need to be real small neither. Especially on those edges, man. Most tackles, are not of the slender. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, what's up, Doc? I felt like Bugs Bunny for a few minutes, but yeah, go ahead. What's up, Doc?
Good evening to everybody. Doctor. Appreciate y'all having me in again. I do want to comment on the tackle spot because Patton is on a roll here, but I beg to differ. We don't have enough tape on either one of the tackles. It would be my preference for both of those young men not to be the starter. I would hope that we would have a veteran to start, and these guys can develop and get even in a rotation where they can get in every third series to get some more playing time. But let me speak to Fisher. Fisher had adequate playing time last year. He played, I believe, 5 games with the majority of snaps in those games, and I think he did fine. The preseason, he got to play left mostly, but he is a good candidate to be a swing tackle and potentially compete for your future left tackle. If he is not competing for a starting position, then it is a draft failure. I don't want to say that he's a failure right now because he's still a young player. But I do not wish either one of those young guys to be the starter. But I do think that body type, bend, athleticism, I would prefer Fisher at left and Ursery at right because of the type of athletes they are. Appreciate you.
Let me ask you a quick question, Doc. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, well, evidently you do, but why do you feel like Fisher is better at left and not right?
I think he's a better candidate for left because he is more athletic. He has the better build for an athletic left tackle. Right. The general approach to right tackles are the least of the athleticism on your tackles, and they're bigger human beings with less movement, and you ask less from them athletically. So Ursery, especially at a person that's over 350, he is better suited to be on the right side, a la Trent Brown, who is on the
roster. That was the name that I was waiting to insert because.
Hey, hold on, yeah. I want to read this comment right here by Sarge. Sarge say Patterson told me last season that Titus next to him helps him a lot because Howard is a former center, and Titus said Patterson has a very high IQ at the position. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because if that's true, listening to Cole Popovich, that is, and listening to Kaylee at center, really the whole line. I think they're gonna demand more. Even though it's gonna be systematic, and the ball probably will be getting out a whole lot more, but these guys still have to be smart. I think they're going to require a little bit more smarts from these guys than what they normally were doing. And that all starts with the center. So, I've heard good things about Andrews too. So to hear that about Patterson is pretty good. Sarge said also, he said, remember last year when Tunsil was out, Fisher played the left tackle position during training camp. Now, that's a good point, because in my opinion, he actually did pretty good. Am I wrong for saying that? Like he actually did pretty good when I seen him at left tackle. But I don't know, man. I know he's gonna be a swing no matter what. I don't see him starting. Definitely not this year. If you got him starting in this year, then he must have came into camp and really bust some ass and pause and really got, what I'm saying, some guys in order out there. But I don't see that happening. The reason that I feel so strongly about Ursary is because of what I've been hearing, the different news from different people who out there at camp. And it's mostly been, about the run blocking skills. But I just think that when you that type of athlete, that type of a size, and, we always hear that his bend, he has a problem with his bending. And so maybe we just have to see how that plays out in camp, because I don't think that you just put a guy at a starting position just because he's just a dynamic run blocker, or the fact that you took him in the second round and you have to start him. I think the best 5 is going out there, man. That's just how I feel. And I feel, confident in, listening to Cole Popovich talk, because he said a point, right? And I'm going to land right here. He said a very good point about something that we were saying on the show about, the pecking order. Because, a lot of us was thinking like, man, if, Cole's supposed to be, Popovich supposed to be this, such, brain at, offensive line coaching. How come him being an assistant last year, we didn't see, what people were saying that, that he could be or what he could do. And I believe, he said it, he actually addressed it in his interview. He was like, when you're an assistant, you go with what the other guy says to do. That's your job. Your job is to assist, support what the head guy is doing. So it's not about you trying to come into your own thing and say, oh, nah, I want to do this, or telling players in their ear, hey, look, I know he's saying this, but really, no, you get fired. Your whole thing is to be an assistant. That's what your job title is.
Right.
I believe he was a great assistant, but at the same time, you can tell that he's chomping at the bit to apply what he knows about the offensive line. And I think it's going to be different.
I agree.
Before I know Cal chopping at the bit, but I want to say this one thing real quick. I want to say, Nitty, we was at the game in preseason last year. I want to say the Giants game.
Yeah.
I watched him do a damn good job against Brian Burns. And once again, I felt like, okay, Brian Burns is an elite pass rusher. By it being preseason, maybe he's just taking snaps off. Maybe he's not going a full 100%. Maybe he's hurt. I don't know. But Fisher held his own against what I consider to be an elite pass rusher in today's NFL. However, if you fast forward to the first game of the season when we played the Colts, we all feel like our offensive line is the shit. We got the best offensive line in the league. Look how they manhandled the Colts, and then look at the rest of the year. So I'm gonna end it on this. I'm not giving up on the guy, but my energy and my hindsight tells me that Ursary is going to be the guy going forward, whether he's on the left or the right. And Fisher got to prove it.
Yep. I agree with you, my guy. I agree with you. Killer Cal, man. What you got for us, bro?
Let me go back to that that right tackle side. I always say, man, when guys come as a free agent and they come to sign, they look at that room because there's other opportunities around the league where they say, well, I can go here and I probably can get some run and some burn or whatever. I think that we haven't saw Trent Brown yet. So I'm just waiting to see because one thing that I noticed about Casario in the offseason that he went to go get guys that was like, just real big road graders. We talked about Tunsil last year. We talked about the whole offensive line that wasn't, physical, nasty, moving people off the line of scrimmage. Now, my thing is being a former lineman, just like Pat and we always talk, you know, I wasn't at the size where I'm able to just physically impose my strength to move somebody off the line. I always had to do things with technique. But the way that they built this line like, and they saying that D'Amico Ryans is paying a lot of attention to that offense. Like he's giving Matt Burke that whole defense right there. And he's over there with that offensive line paying close attention. And everybody knows that Trent Brown is 380, Ursary 350, 360. Like they have some guys over there that's big, that's nasty, and it's going to be able to move the crowd. So I just think that right tackle position is not sewn up yet because we haven't seen Trent hit the field. But one thing I can say is, and I got to give Pagan credit because I didn't think that Ursary would see the field this year. But, when you think about it, when you draft somebody that high, to me, you don't let guys like that. You don't draft somebody in the first, second round, especially a lineman, and you just say, well, we draft you and you're going to sit. I have to get you in something like a third or the fourth rotations of every snap in the game to just get your feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
Because once injury comes about, you in that full time now. So sitting on the sideline just watching and watching and watching, like as a lineman, bro, that it never works out like that. When you get in there rapid fire and just like bullets are flying, man, you have to be ready to step up. And boy, your knees can get weak really, really fast. So Ursary and Fisher, they'll be competing for that swing, but it's just amazing that when you look at when they running out that offensive line and Ursary is getting first string snaps with the left tackle side and the right tackle side. They really looks at him as like a guy that they feel like that's going to contribute very, very early. So that's one of the things that's really like stood out to me.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking the same thing, Sarge. So you think that Trent Brown? Do you think that Trent Brown has something left in the tank? That's for you.
Let me ask you. Okay, well, let me ask you this question: as bad as our offensive line was, if Trent Brown, Nick Casario, and D'Amico didn't think he had something left in the tank, you think they would have wasted time bringing in somebody that's just going to be a rah-rah guy? No, I think they feel like. Look, here's the thing.
Who was the last team Trent was playing with, Killer?
I think it was New England.
Cincinnati.
Was it Cincinnati? Okay, Cincinnati last year, and he had his big stint with New England. Started out for San Francisco, went to New England, went to Oakland, went to Vegas, went to New England for 3 years, and Cincinnati. My thing is, we don't know. That's the reason why you bring it in. You bring those guys in, and the only person that we could like absolutely say, well, you could put two people out there. We knew Titus Howard was going to have a starting position somewhere. What was it going to be? Left guard, right guard, or right tackle. And we knew that the left tackle that we just signed, can't think of his name. His name slips me right now. Cam Robinson. We knew that Cam Robinson was going to, those two guys that you knew that it was going to be like, okay, well, you could pretty much pencil those guys in. Everybody else is really fighting for a position. So if you ask me about Trent Brown, if you ask me about Lake and Tomlinson, like everybody came, like guys came as free agents, You got unproven guys with juice. You got Patterson that got stuff on film, but you still got a new guy that's coming in and he's getting first reps. Like right now, it's like the door is wide open. But if you ask me, do I think that Trent Brown has something left? Of course. And if he don't, then we move on. I mean, it's just as simple as that. But I think Trent Brown still has something left, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, it definitely. And one thing I think about whenever NFL, execs like Nick Casario, they go in and they do due diligence on a player, and I don't think that it's like from the standpoint of just the information that we get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-mm.
hey man, I think Trent Brown might got something. No, they gonna actually do some diving in and actually find out and hear from his agent and different things like that. And then him coming out.
Nitty, you know what they do is they're not just going to go talk to the offensive coordinator or the offensive line coach. They're going to talk to like what Popovich was last year, the assistant. They
Mhm.
want to go talk to the assistant at Cincinnati. They want to go talk to the training staff. Like, hey, how did this guy? Did he show up? And was he in the building? Like, they're gonna, like you said, due diligence. They're gonna talk to these guys because they're just not gonna bring a guy in just because he's 6'8", 380, and we just, oh yeah, we'll just bring you in. No, that's a roster spot that can go to somebody else. But when
Exactly.
you talk about due diligence, like they're not just gonna talk to his position coach. They're going to talk to everybody else around, like, and other people. They're going to talk to media members. Hey, what did you hear about Trent Brown last year? Oh man, he was very helpful with the young guys that was coming in. He was always there and whoop the whoop. And so Nick Casario and D'Amico Rams like, hey, we'd like to have him in the building. So it just remains to be seen what he have left in the tank. Nobody knows. That's the great thing about this offensive line because I'm watching so many people that never paid attention to offensive line is trying to explain offensive line, and I just kind of laugh a little bit because,
Talk,
hey, check this out.
talk.
Dr. Larry, Dr. Larry, I'm going to put one on your plate. Before we came on, and I was just thinking about this. I was just thinking about, I come from the era, and I watch the greatest offensive lineman play, and he played for the Houston Oilers.
Come on
That's
now.
how that's how long I was watching him.
Come on
His
now.
name
You
is
better
Bruce.
say the right one.
His name is Bruce Matthews.
Okay, with
Oh,
all the
Munchak, man. I
T's.
thought you were saying Munchak.
No, Bruce Matthews was
Matthews.
all pro at center,
I
guard,
know.
and tackle.
No, I know it's Bruce.
No,
It's
and,
all
and then and then and then let's run it back. This is when they were 1-15, they got Warren Moon. See, I'm finna preach a little bit.
Take him to
Y'all remember
school.
Ding Stein Cooler, Mike Munchak?
Muncher.
Yeah, and Bruce Matthews. They built that line, and that's how long I've been paying attention to the offensive line. So a lot of times when I hear people talking about the line, I'm gonna give you your respect and I'll listen to it. But it's like right now, like I still remember last year at the end of the season, they were just saying they need to just get rid of every lineman in the room and kick Popovich out of there with them.
Well, I
I
ain't
was one
played
of the
offensive line since seventh grade against Galena Park, but I can tell you, um, it don't take much to understand that we don't have a lot of offensive line talent on the current roster. And I'm not gonna go too far on that point because I want the show to keep flowing. But I want
got you.
to go back to the Ursery and Trent Brown. I did not understand why the Texans brought in Trent Brown because I think his best play is was in New England and way 3, 4, 5 years ago. But once they drafted Ursery, his body type, his skill, his size, his play style, it made more sense to me that you would have a Trent Brown that could mentor him, show him tricks of the trade in the New England offense.
makes sense.
Good point.
I know I heard them
Um,
keys.
so that's why and then when they move Ursery to right tackle, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Mhm.
but I'm not saying that is the best approach. I can just follow the logic behind that. And Trent Brown probably will not play a full season because of his age, his injury history. But I do think he can have enough reps to be a mentor and show young guys like Ursa Reed the ropes like they intended. I don't think it's intended for him to be a long term starter. With long term, I mean the entire season, but at least get these guys off to a good start for the season.
Right. That's a great point. Great point.
Hey, AD said, man, hey, Pat and Cam, we need to hop on an episode together and discuss the O-line in depth.
If it's just us three, all right.
Yeah, man. I mean, y'all tend to be what offensive line aficionados, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
I know a little something too, but
you know, willing to listen and learn, you know, I mean, hey, you gotta be willing to listen and learn, because you know, a lot of times, and this is no shot at AD, you know, I don't know if he played football or anything of that nature, but
hey, let me co-sign. I was his coach, man. I was his first coach.
Okay. Well,
I was his first. He's part of the Redskins, Homestead, Tidwell Port, Redskins, head coach. I mean, you know, I was the offensive line coach.
Can I say this, and then we can kind of like move on from the O-line? I want to say this about the O-line, right? And this is kind of going where Doc went with it. There, like right now, y'all, we living by the what was that on Kings of Comedy that Cedric the Entertainer said that we living by the wish creed right now. And we got to be honest with that. We got to look in the mirror and say, hey, yo, we living by the wish creed right now. And look, it's crazy what so I say, I wish that George Fant Nick Casario he would look good in that system. Hey, like I say, we living by the wish creed because we are hoping that these guys can gel together. So much of this season, and we know because we seen what happened last season, a lot of things, you know, that O-line broke us. Like, we could have went further if it wasn't for that O-line. And we know this. So as a fan base, I believe everybody is just like, the reason why we just so O-line is because we know that O-line is a liability on this team right now. And living by the wish creed, when I say that, man, we actually don't know what these guys can do yet. We don't know, like, especially together. The only person who can all be sure for real is Titus Howard. And everybody else is pretty much up in the air. And we got to see what they're going to put on the field. And we hoping that this system, because we've seen it in New England. We've seen it in other places as well, too, where the system is designed to make the line look a certain type of way. Because I know, let's go back real quick to the Rams, right? And when the Rams won their championship, who was the guy that came in on their line? Was it Andrew Whitworth? Okay, Whitworth came in when they were supposed to have been lacking. Like, they were having line problems, but they brought him in, and it kind of just one player just shored up that whole line or whatever. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that line was schemed around as well. And so I just want us to, you know, wait until Monday, like they say, when those pads come on.
Tomorrow.
And they brought him in
tomorrow. Oh, okay. So yeah, when those pads come on, man, we really are going to see what's going on. But I also feel like Cole Popovich, his what he's teaching, and like you say, Patton, with D'Amico, I think that was Cal said it, but D'Amico being over there with the offensive line, at least one thing we know for sure, and I'm gonna land right here, is that line has to have the same mentality as that D line. It's the swarm mentality. So if those guys are just in their mind already set up to where, hey, we're going to be one of the most violent offensive lines in the NFL this year, then, hey, sign me up, bro.
Hey,
Oh,
let
one
me.
more point
yeah,
before
Sarge
you
said
go.
Okay.
pass on Monday. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
know.
thought I heard, y'all. See, you see what I'm saying, man?
Hold
I
on,
mean,
hey, Sarge told me yesterday the pads come on tomorrow, so that's why I said tomorrow. But hey,
no, I knew it. See, Sarge said that mean I knew a little bit something more than both of y'all. And that means that, my source was right. I got an inside source inside that in the building, and I'm not gonna say who it is. I would never give him up, Toro. But anyway, I'm never gonna give him up. You know what I'm saying? Because don't nobody know what he looks like, actually, you know what I'm saying? But other than that,
Hey, Peyton was about to hit something. I want to hit something
Yeah,
real quick.
the Rams gambled on a 35 or 36-year-old Andrew Whitworth, and the gamble paid off.
paid off.
He played 3 years at an All-Pro level at age over 35. So that is an example of how you can really anchor a line with a vet. I'm not sure if that was the intent of our general manager's plan, but he did bring in some old guys like Trent Brown and Lincoln Tomlinson. So hopefully we'll have better luck with them than we had with Shaq Mason.
Yeah, and today I was and go and try to find the interview with Popovich today. And at the end of that interview, like at the very end, it was on 610. He said something to me that was like, I was like, it was pretty eye-opening. And I'm gonna try to get it as close to what he said. He said, when you can get your best player to buy in to what you're trying to achieve, then everything else falls in line and it works out better.
correct.
When he said that, man, that's when I try to tell people some of the best offensive lines out there, you've never heard of their names. There might be one all pro. We love to throw around Trent Williams and the guy from Tampa Bay. Like we love the Detroit. We love to throw those names around. And then if I ask you to name me the other four, you're gonna be like, uh, I don't know. But see, line is not about the name on the back of the jersey. It's about the health, the chemistry, and the cohesiveness. And when you get those guys playing together, that's why they keep throwing people out there together. And I want to land on this offensive line so we can move on. They're putting different combinations out there because I heard before we went out there, they was like, people was like, hey man, they need to just pick an offensive line and just go with it. That's not how it works. Like when Patton was saying he wanted to see a lot of Ursery, I was like, okay, I don't think he's ready, but that was Patton's that was his opinion. And so now when they go out there, give you credit. Okay, I'll come back to that. But when they go out there and they put him on the left side and the right side, and I'm like, okay, well, Patton is on to something. Like, I gotta give my boy his credit. Like he shot it out the goat. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh,
And yeah, and so that's one of the things that I look at, and it's not the name on the
go
back of the
Sarge.
jersey.
The
Not
go
the name on the
MVP.
back of the jersey. It's the chemistry and the cohesiveness that you come together with. So, man, I'm gonna land it on that because that offensive line talk can go on, and I get really passionate about it.
And I know because that's one of those things, bro. It's the main thing that we focus on because so much, man, of the offense goes through that line. So many people would think, hey, it's the quarterback. Man, no. It's those five guys in front of their quarterback, man.
Nitty. I want people to quit saying if the Texans just have a top 20 offensive line, they're gonna be okay. Top 20 is below average. Quit saying they should be 20 and 8. No, 20. If Nico Collins is the 20th best wide receiver in the league, are we good? If CJ the 20th best quarterback, are we good?
Nope.
So no, we're not. Quit putting that out there. All we gotta be is 20th and we'll be
You know what
okay.
it's coming from, though, Cam? I'm gonna tell you where, I know it's coming from people looking at teams who have won the Super Bowl with, falling with offensive lines that was like falling in the middle somewhere. And that's where it comes from. But I feel you too, Cal. Like, why not shoot for the stars? But that's us living in that wish creed again.
Right.
Let's try to get like I say, if those guys could be top 15, and I know that's in the middle, we got 32 teams, but if those guys can be that at the least, that ain't where I hope they rest at. But if they
Right.
are
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
at least, you know what I'm saying, then we should be able to make some noise, because with the type of running backs that we have and the type of system that we are going into right now, the ball is not held by the quarterback for a long time at all. And I think too, at the same time, that this is the reason why who is the guy from the quarterback with the Rams right now? His name slipped.
Stafford.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Stafford. That's why he's flourishing and is not really just getting too beat up, because you don't hold on to the ball a whole lot. So long as those guys, to me, your running block, not run blocking, but pass blocking could be average to good. That's where I want them to be. But that run blocking, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I want them boys to be bullies, man. I want them.
Yeah,
I want them to really like I didn't see what Philadelphia did last year, and I paid close attention to that offensive line, because they was always like, that line is being coached by one of the best O-line coaches in the league. And I watched those guys' games, and when you hear people say that you want to see the offensive line, the defensive line get pushed back, those guys were pushing people back. Like, you could literally see it. And this is even though Saquon is a dynamic running back, you don't have 2K yards with just a average offensive line. You need an offensive line that's dirty. You need those guys to play almost 3 milliseconds past the whistle, like every time. Like, I damn near coach them to say that, look, act like you didn't hear the whistle the first time. Play through the second whistle. Like, because I believe that's what's gonna go down.
Saquon is rare, bro. Saquon, Chris Johnson, and AP, those running backs are rare.
But would you put them with an offensive line like what Philly had, and you bring over really on the cool? I should have really hit Prize Picks. I should have bet in the beginning of the year that boy was gonna hit 2K, because it's when you put him together with that type of offensive line. Because look at what he was doing in New York. He was still dynamic, but you put him with that line right there, bro went through the roof, bro.
All right, listen. If you're gonna compare him from New York to Philly, you got to be honest. You got a quarterback that's a true running threat. You have the tush push at your disposal. You have two solid receivers. You got a defense, if y'all just happen to couldn't connect on one drive to get you the ball back at any given time. Like, Philadelphia team is built from top to bottom, and they are a very, very good team. Like, Saquon going there, doing what he did is what took them over the top.
Right.
But I want to read this right here. Sarge say Popovich is not playing games. He is playing talent and who fits the system. All of them know that he will pull them and put the next person in. Oh, so yeah, if you got that type of coaching going on where you not cemented in and you need to really show up every time to earn your spot, that's all I needed to hear, man. I think that's the icing on the cake for the offensive line.
Right.
We're gonna spend that in 40 minutes on that offensive line, and it's worth it. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely worth it, man, because that is the heart of the team, and that's where all of us are concerned. If you're a real Texans fan, know you got to be concerned about that old line out there. But
let me end it with this, man. Big Sarge, shout out to you again, brother. Pads come on Monday. Do not take anything that the offensive line do Monday when the pads come on personal. Not. Let me say this again.
Yeah, because Patton, I've heard you say this. I've heard you say this.
Pads come on day one, when the day one of the pads. Do not take what the offensive line do personal, whether it's good or bad. Normally, how it goes on the first day of pads, the D-line normally wins. It's very rare that an offensive line overpowers the defensive line in the first day of pads, okay? Because the offensive line, they are working on their technique that they have been working on all offseason or mini camp, OTAs and things of that nature. They are working on their technique, hand placement, foot placement, things of that nature. Do not take full judgment until after day 3. Okay. I don't want to hear well, let me not say I don't want to hear. I expect to hear from after day 1 on the pads that the defensive line overpowered the offensive line. This person looked like this. This person looked like that. Well, this person held their own. I want to hear after day 3 who stepped up and did what the hell they were supposed to do. Because at day 3, you didn't kick my ass on day 1. I did better in day 2, but day 3 is personal. I'm gonna put your dick in the dirt.
Yeah.
Sorry for cussing. But
That's true.
That's
true.
real offensive line talk. All right. That's
so let me
that's what it's gonna get.
Ain't no follow-ups on that one.
Exactly.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, who y'all want to talk about now?
What you got, Nitty?
Me personally, I want to talk about the wide receivers, man. You know, those guys, they asked D'Amico a question about the wide receivers, and D'Amico, you know, he was talking about, you know, those new guys and, you know, stuff, but he pointed, I think he called out Kirk. And was like, you know, what they're gonna bring to the team and the you know, the leadership. I think Kirk has came in, and I'm not saying he's filling the shoes, but because I wouldn't want to put him, because, you know, I ain't trying to say everybody needs to be what Diggs was, but I believe he's filling that role kind of what Diggs was as far as that mentorship and being the OG in the room. I do think also that Nico is growing bigger in that space now. Like when you hear Nico talk now, you see a grown man, number one, and you see somebody who's coming to work to do their job. You're seeing somebody who knows what they are. Like Nico knows what he is now, and Nico also knows what his teammates are. And the way they are so excited about, you know, Kaylee putting the playmakers, like he's like, hey man, Kaylee's getting, you know, putting the ball in playmakers' hands. Which I know that's cliche. We hear that all the time. We hear that that's what offensive coordinators are doing all the time. I mean, if you're not doing that, that's what it gets you put out the building. But the way that Nico said that, it had a little bit more juice to it. It had a little bit more truth to it, which made it seem like okay, this is what's actually going on. And man, I'm looking forward to see how those guys mesh out. I'm looking forward to seeing who our top 4 ends up being, because I know that off top, he brought up Watson too, but I know off top that we would like to say Nico, Kurt, Higgins, and then Noel. But you know, it's you know, we it's camp time, and now we're about to really see, like, everything has to be put on the field now, and we're about to really see what happens. And I just think we're gonna be surprised, man, on the guys that, you know, end up still being on this team. But we know those rookies are not going nowhere. You're not cutting those rookies who you just signed. But you know, we kind of concerned about the Hutchinsons and the Mechis and the Berrios and the Watson and you know, those guys. Then I heard they brought in somebody else, if I'm not mistaken. But Jaron Wayne, which he's always been here. But yeah, man, those wideouts to me, man, is something that I'm gonna be paying attention to in camp, especially the health of those wide. I hope they make it out of camp healthy. And you know that, like I'm saying that about the wide receivers. What, as far as what you guys have been, you know, observing during this training camp, where even though it hasn't been long, but what have I know we talked about the battles last show, but as far as this wide receiver battle goes, is it anything that y'all want to reiterate on as far as that battle? Something that you're looking for or concerned with, or you just like, hey, set it in?
You want to hit that, Peyton?
No, I just wanted to. I was pointing out when Nitty was cooking there that it was the receiver health is the big thing. I think we have enough talent in the room to be successful, but they need to be healthy in the playoffs. The last 2 seasons, we've gone into the playoffs with Nico and some guys, and those guys couldn't get it done. So I want our full complement of healthy receivers. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's imperative that Nick Casario and his scouting team make sure that we have adequate receivers going into the playoffs. So even if they have to do if we run into injuries at some point and they need to do a trade before the trade deadline, they need to do so. So we have enough weapons into the playoffs.
Well, we would have to be. Ooh, I'm talking about the injury bug would just have to hate our guts for the talent that I feel like we have.
Okay,
For
let me
those,
be more clear then. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not dependent on Hutchinson, a Mechie, or Jared Wayne. I don't want to see those guys in the being our
I get what
second
you're
and
saying.
third option in the playoffs.
I get
Uh,
exactly what you're
they
saying.
can't get it done. We need dependable playmakers at the position, and the top four sound good, and I'm fine with them through the season. But Nico and CJ need help in the playoffs.
Yeah, they definitely do because we seen it with Baltimore the year before 23. We seen it happen in 24. So, we can hope for the best, but you know what I'm saying? We have to expect the worst, I guess is how that statement goes. But I hate that statement. But I don't
I don't right.
yeah, I hate that. But anyway, I think that, like you say, those guys stay healthy. I think those rookies, I heard John Harris on 610 the other day speak on how it's been saying that, Noel is not gonna just be he might not be one of those players that have 1,000-yard season, right? But Noel could end up with like, maybe 6, 7 touchdowns just because of how explosive he is. And he's gonna be a playmaker. Like, and if you can have a playmaker way down there like that, that's your fourth wide receiver. And and off top, just from observation, we see that. And kind of speaking on what you said earlier about the Trent Brown and the Richardson, somebody said it, but it was about the mentorship. I believe that Kirk is going to mentor Noel, Nico is going to mentor Higgins, and I don't know how many times I've seen in the NFL to where the talent lines up like that, to where your wide receiver field actually has somebody to, I'm talking about directly to look at, because
The
sometimes
the
you'll have
characteristics
Andre
match.
Johnson. Yeah, you'll have Andre Johnson saying, "Yeah, I'm mentoring everybody," but Hopkins wasn't DeAndre. I mean, Hopkins wasn't Andre Johnson.
Right.
He wasn't the same shape as Andre, to where Andre can say, "Look, as a 6'4" wide receiver that can do this and do this, then this is how you need to be." And I did hear that when Nico took that next step is when he started to holler at Dre. I just wanted to put that Easter egg in there, but when you got a wide receiver and he can look over there to his counterpoint and it's like, hey, bro, you are me. You can be exactly my skill set and do what I've done in this league. I don't know how many times I've seen that. We seen what was his name? Chris was mentor Randy Moss. They didn't look nowhere near like, you know what I'm saying?
Chris
These were
Carter.
Chris Carter. These were two totally different wide receivers. But now I say you got similar in that room. So I see Noel picking up a whole lot faster just because Kirk is on that field. If anything happens to Kirk, you'll be able to insert him right in. But man, I'm hoping that these guys can stay healthy all year. I hope they can learn how to fall. That's one thing that when Loxley, am I saying his name right? The guy from Seattle.
Seattle,
Lockett.
Loxley.
No, not the wide receiver, the one that got cut this year, who was over there for a long time.
Yo, you talking about
Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wishing that Tyler Lockett came here to our team, and for one reason and one reason only, to teach wide receivers how to fall sometimes, how to fall properly. You know what I'm saying? That dude has a PhD. I'm talking about a master, a doctorate in how to stay healthy and get to the ground, man. You don't have to be big dog all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just stay healthy. Healthy is the most important point, man. Fuck them 2-3 extra yards trying to get some yak. Man, get down to that ground, man. But the wide receivers, like I said, is
Nick
what I
Haley has stressed yak. and we heard that from Nico. Yak is most important within this offense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this.
That's just a joke. I was joking just for everybody out there. I do want Yak. I'm just saying I was just saying
for those that are familiar with this saying from this movie, Troy, movie about Achilles. Brad Pitt is a star actor. For that reason, the way Tyler Lockett plays, nobody will remember your name. You got to be a warrior. You're gonna die as a warrior. You can die as a warrior. Don't die as a person on the sideline holding sign. And that's all I'm gonna say of that.
Yep. So, okay, I know we're getting close to the hour. And I know you got. Was that everything that you had on your list, Patton?
I had several other topics, but I'm not gonna push it out too much.
I mean, okay. Gilly, you got anything that you wanted to bring?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit real quick on the wide receiver side of it, and we'll get to more what Patton have. I think Noel. I think the inside the inside of the hash marks this year is going to be very key and crucial for CJ, because I think that when you start to attack the middle of the field, when you go and look at that New England offense, a lot of those guys, like, we can't really, after you take Randy Moss out of the equation, New England wasn't notorious for having wideouts for Tom Brady. It was guys that was inside the hash marks.
Yeah.
It was tight ends, it was the Welkers, it was the Amendolas, it was, get the ball out of your hands, quick twitch out of your cuts, acceleration out of the cuts, and I see Kurt, Noel, and people want to give up on him, and hey, watch them keys rattle. But Brevin Jordan, I think Brevin Jordan, hey, listen to the keys rattle. Brevin Jordan is one of those guys that Kelly is going to be able to utilize because of his speed and his size. Yeah. And I just think that when you get, I think for the last 2 years that we didn't see a lot of play creation. We seen play call. We saw, and somebody said it today. I think D'Amico said it. He said this offense is not copy and paste. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, I definitely heard that. That was shot like a
bro. It's kind of like you can't go look at that playbook and say, let's do that with the talent that we have over here. You can't do that, because if I got a Kirk and a Noel playing on the inside, and I got twins on the outside with D'Amico and Higgins, I can do a lot of things. I can do a lot of things with the GOAT. I mean, because he's a big guy. He's 6'6", 250 pounds. Mm-hmm. So I can line him on the inside and we can block with him. Or he can just do a simple out. There's a lot of things that you can do with this offense, man. And and that's one of the things that when you realize that your offense don't have to be copy and paste, you're going to create mismatch because of the athletic talent that you have. And you got 2 number 1 running backs in the backfield. Let's not forget that. You got 2 guys that if they play 17 games healthy, both of those guys are going over 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an offense, and it's going to be up to Kaylee. It's going to be up to the line, the chemistry, the cohesiveness. Everything is just got, and what you want that to start to roll in week 10, week 12, week 13. And once that ball get to rolling, bro, ain't no telling what's going to happen. So I'm going to end it on that. Patton, you got something else on the list?
Sarge
say he remember who asked that question.
I already know. Like, Sarge funny, bro. I really don't want to get too much into it. I want to say when we come back outside and play with everybody. But
we can end it on these wide receivers, man.
I am, and I will. But real quick, man, shout out to my boy Horace. I just know he's gonna call me in a little bit when after this show. because I just know he got some jokes. He's gonna get off on me, bro, because of my background. I just know. I know we got, me and Horace share the same sense of humor, so I just know the jokes gonna come. But I'm gonna say this about the receivers. That's probably the one position on the team that I'm the most least unconcerned about. And I pray for these fellas just to be healthy. And if Lord answer my prayers like like how he normally does, and these fellas stay healthy, it's gonna be a problem. You know, I harp on the offensive line because those guys, who that starting five may be when it's time to go play for real, those guys are going to be in charge of keeping 7 upright. And if 7 is upright, I trust and believe that 7 will make the right play, the right call, and the right throw each and every time.
Right.
Every time.
So I'm going to say this about Nico. Nico is just like the guys that came before him. When I mean the guys that came before him, Andre and D-Hop, those guys are not the most vocal guys in the world. Guys like that, they lead by example. Now, a guy like Higgins, he's the fourth coming of that body type.
Of that tree, yeah, he's gonna be a big wide, a top wide receiver for the Texans for sure.
He's the fourth coming of that because Nico will be the third coming, right? Now, we had this conversation a couple shows back where I asked you guys, if Kurt goes out there and ball out, do you bring him back the following year? Because Tank will be back. And shout out to Tank. I got a word from somebody that Tank has been paying attention to all of us in the community, and he's taking notes. So since I know that this is what you're doing, I'm gonna go on a limb and say this right now. Prove everybody wrong. If you're gonna come back and ball out, prove everybody wrong. Make everybody eat crow.
They say he's been in the meetings like normal. He's in the building every day. Bro is learning this offense. Bro ain't coming in thinking like, hey, I'm gonna come in behind everybody.
No, Tank, and from what I've been paying attention to in Tank mind, he's still that guy that can go out there and do that. Well, hey, brother, I love you. I want you to recover. I want you to come back better, bigger and better than ever. But until then, keep that chip on your shoulder. Go out there and prove everybody wrong. And just to add a little fuel to the fire, I don't believe you can do it. Prove me wrong.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, man.
I mean that, hold on, Nitty. And I mean that with love. But I
don't most definitely. We always got love for the.
I don't believe you can do it. I believe Noel gonna replace you. I believe Kurt gonna replace you. And I know it's gonna get to you. I know it's gonna get to you. This is why I'm saying it to you. I love you. And when I see you at Papa Do's, don't order too much shit, but it's on me. All right.
Hey, I would say this, man. The wide receiver room, bro, like we said, is if those guys stay healthy, it's gonna be light side. And it's a pecking order to this. We know because we have a quarterback like CJ, they can put that ball anywhere on the field. That's reiterating what Patton was saying. CJ is gonna Killer too. What CJ brings to that wide receiver room is what got me excited. All of that together and seeing what, and even what you even said about Brevin Jordan, man. I know he's a tight end, but when you think about that New England offense that was so potent, and with the Rams, because you see it with the Rams employ this same method of where the tight ends, the tight ends are very involved in the passing game. And whether you're a blocking tight end or whether you're a tight end that's set out at the wide, they call it the wide position when you're a little bit out from the line a little bit.
Means you move.
Yeah. And so I think Brevin can be, and you know what I'm saying, RIP to that brother Hernandez. He could be what Hernandez was, because you got to think about it. He's a willing blocker, but his thing is his speed to get open in zones and stuff like that. That's what I feel like Brevin is going to be a master at. My thing is, I just wonder that, you know, in the last few years with the Rams, right? We've seen the type of this type of wide receiver that would get these yards like Puka Nakua, and before Puka, it was the other guy.
Cooper
What was his
Cup.
Cooper
Cooper?
Cup, yeah.
Okay, and I thought Cooper Cup was coming. He was going to be Cooper Double Cup if he came to Houston, but hey, maybe later on. But either way, those two guys were dynamic in that offense. Do y'all think that Kaylee brings that type of you know, that type of a wide receiver? Like he's going to want a wide receiver to do that job that Puka Nakua did, and if so, who's the Puka Nakua or Cooper Cup of the Texans right now? Who could they?
I'm gonna let Doc, because Doc is over there squirming. I know he got something to say. I'm gonna give it to Doc.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Doc.
I will answer Nitty. I think Nico is Puka and Cup in this offense. They're going to
Okay.
get the ball to
Okay.
him early and often if they
Mhm.
choose to run that scheme. But I
Mhm.
want to put it out there to all of the viewers, all of the Texans on 3 subscribers and members. I have been very down about the New England game plan offense coming to town. And not only did our coach D'Amico Ryan say that this is not a copy and paste New England Rams offense, Nick Caley went on the podium today, and Sarge played it on his show, that he said that this is not the New England offense. This is
Mm.
not the LA Rams offense.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is going to be a Houston Texans offense. So I'm going to
Right.
hold both of those coaches accountable
Hey, that
to
got
what
me
they
crunk right there.
saying.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I love that New England offense of 2003 or whatever. But if they gonna craft something to where we can actually stamp it and certify it and say this is a Houston Texans offense, then I'm all for that, Doc. I'm not gonna lie, that I'm for that.
Uh,
Give us something special.
if he can create something new and improve, I'm excited about it. But I'm gonna hold them to what they said.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
y'all,
Brevin Jordan, we don't need to talk about him.
I
If
was waiting for you to bring that up.
if Nick Caley comes in and he's scheming for tight end number 3 or number 4, we got a problem. He got too many other weapons on the offense to get involved and get the ball to be worried about just a guy like Brevin Jordan.
Yeah, I've
He
Oh
is
yeah, I want to say this.
he's
AD.
you're right.
undersized. He's undersized. Tight
I don't think
end.
I don't think you've seen him. I don't think you've seen him coming into camp this year.
He
I don't
is
think you I
still
don't think you've seen him.
6'3", isn't he?
That's not undersized as a tight end. That's the
what
average
was
size tight end.
Hernandez? What was Hernandez?
That is undersized.
What was
Hernandez was undersized at
Travis Kelsey is
6'1".
6'3".
but look though, would you
Travis
say Tyler
Kelsey is
Higbee is
6'5".
undersized? Would you say Tyler Higbee is undersized?
No, he's 6'5". 6'4", 6'5".
Shannon Sharp is 6'3".
Yes, he is undersized. He is a
But I
gadget
mean, but see, yeah, I
Owen
just need a
Daniels.
gadget.
Those
I
gadget
see,
need
that's
player.
why
I
that
need that
tight end
gadget
is the one.
player. Right.
He's the agile. See, you got to have a blocking tight end, which is be Cade Stover. But
Right.
then you have to have that agile. That agile, you can't have no big old guy out there that can spread out there and run routes all crazy within the system. You got to have, and this has been throughout history as far as I've seen it. You have your tight end. Even when Gary Kubiak would always have a tight end that's gonna block. Joe Drees and somebody that's gonna be like, hey, this is what your job out here is to block. And Owen Daniels. Owen Daniels was put out there to block too, but what was Owen Daniels meant
No,
to
and
do?
Owen
Go out
Daniels
there and
was
get
an
open.
undersized tight end,
But that's
Right.
on purpose. They
but he
undersized on purpose.
yeah, and he was productive. He got open, he caught the ball, he caught touchdowns.
But that's on purpose, Doc, because of their size. You can't put
Yes.
no big guy out there to do and run the routes that you want those guys to run. Like
Let me
you,
be more clear. Brevin Jordan is going into year 5. He's given us one play. Why are we still talking about this guy?
Bro, you always say that one play. He did more than one play to me. I've been watching him his whole career.
Brevin Jordan was the best
nothing.
blocker
Yeah, he ain't
for the
done nothing.
Texans.
He ain't done nothing that make me say during the whole time he here with the Texans that
I
we need
don't
to
know
get rid
why
of this
all the local media are giving him so much airtime.
because
The
he
guy
good.
is
The man is
he is
good, bro.
way down on the roster.
Man,
It's like
watch
me
what
talking
Brevin
about
gonna do this
Steven
year.
Sims last year. We got a punt returner. He got a
But
spot.
the thing about Brevin Jordan is you drafted him in the 5th round. So whether he's make the team or he doesn't, it's not a huge loss. It's not like he's a 1st or 2nd round pick. But to me, I think it's disingenuous that you see absolutely nothing with him, which last year, before he got hurt, he was the most willing blocker. I remember when D'Amico and the regime came in, like Brevin Jordan has been through 3 regimes
Agreed.
and all the regimes he was on the cutting edge of getting cut, and he made the team.
He
And I
should
remember
be.
when D'Amico was about to cut him, and D'Amico said it was just something about him that it was like the dude, he's going to stick around. So I'm gonna listen to the
And after
guys
him
that's
sticking around, what did he produce, Cal?
see when you say one play, but
He produced
I
one
hear
good play.
no, bro. Like, no, see, the thing about blocking, and this is where I get back off into it. The thing about blocking is under Harold, because when I make my block, that's what I'm expected to do. When I miss my block, you're going to notice. That's why people don't
Agreed.
like that's why people don't like what's the tight end that we have that just like half ass it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The starting
Schultz.
Schultz. People know Schultz for not wanting to block. If Schultz made all of his blocks, nobody has nothing to say about him. I
Mhm.
promise you, man, go back and watch Brevin Jordan block. And you're probably going to be like, oh, yeah, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Well, yeah. So I want to separate that from the one play that he made. But when he's in the game, look how he's affecting the run game. Look how he's affecting the pass game. So I'm just gonna say like this.
It's
I'm
not.
I
not
will
gonna
give
I'm not I'm
him
not gonna say
he
nothing else
has
about Brevin
shown
no
a
more.
good.
Oh, you got to, bro. You got to. But I do want to say this
No,
though,
I'm
y'all.
not trying to kill your thunder about it. I'm just trying to bring you the reality that the guy is not that good. He is a bottom of the roster
I agree
tight
with
end.
Doc. I agree with Doc only on this point right here.
I would rather Jalen Noel get the ball rather than Brevin Jordan, and
You
he
would
like
probably
receiver
They
number
nine.
play do
5.
they
You
play
would
two different
probably
positions.
you would probably 9 times out of 10 have to be living in Houston, Texas, and being a Houston Texans fan in order to really be to be you know pro Brevin Jordan. We know that Brevin Jordan is a name that when you go turn on ESPN and you go turn on the NFL Network, they not screaming his name. They not talking about, hey, look, man, when if you even bring up the top 10 tight ends in the league, they are not talking about Brevin Jordan.
Nitty,
They
nobody
said,
talking
hold
about the
on,
third. No,
man.
nobody's talking about the third tight end on any team.
Exactly.
But
So
see,
look,
this is what's great about our team is when you know your team. That this is the reason why the Dallas Cowboys said we're willing to let him go and we'll go with Ferguson because Ferguson was drafted after Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz was up for his contract. Dalton was very serviceable for the Cowboys, and
mhm,
they said, "You know what? Nah, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna go." Nobody heard of Ferguson except Cowboy fans. So this is the key that we have as Texans fans. We
mhm,
can look at this guy and look at his speed and his size and his willing. Like I said, man, if a 5th rounder do not make the team, I am not going to shed any tears. But
mhm.
I'm not just going to be just say that what I've seen on film that the guy just cannot play football.
Nah.
That's my opinion.
He could
That's
play
my
since
opinion.
the first year here. Even I think didn't he played a year
I
with
mean, it's
Deshaun, right?
relative,
2 years with
Cal. Of
Deshaun.
course, of course, he's a great athlete in the NFL. But as we looking at as it relates to the top 70 players on the roster, he way down there. I would rather a player with more potential that's younger, that has more speed, like a Jalen Noel, who is receiver number 5, touch
No,
the
but
ball
I want
rather
you to
than
compare him to the tight
tight
ends that's
end
on the
number 3.
roster. No, compare him to the tight ends that's on the roster. Who's faster than him?
I would rather Luke Lachey get the touch rather than Brevin Jordan
But you never seen Luke Lachey at the NFL level. See,
because he's a
that's how I
rookie.
think.
I would rather
But
him play than Brevin Jordan on year 5 that has not done anything.
because that you're expecting something from somebody that you never seen produce at this level. I'm a fan of Luke Lachey because of what Patton pointed out to us. But
Oh,
if I've been through 3 regimes on the same team, I have to see what he's able to do with this coach. That's been a tight end coach with two different two different past teams. Now he's the offensive coordinator. You don't think that this guy is looking at this guy measurables and saying, "Well, damn, let me see what he has." If
oh, I
he
can pull
doesn't
off a
make it,
trick play with Brevin
if he
Jordan.
don't no, if he don't make no, if he don't make it with Nick Caley, bro, then okay, Brevin Jordan is not that guy. But I promise you that Nick Caley is going to be like, well, damn, he's one of the fastest tight ends that I ever had. He's willing to block and he's a veteran. So I just say, let's just wait and see.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Training camp gonna tell us everything that we need to know.
And Cal, and I follow your logic. There is a player that is emblematic of what you're speaking of, who just got traded to Pittsburgh off of his
Mhm.
best NFL season, Jonu Smith, who
Mhm.
has been in the league about 9 or 10 years, and it took him until like year 9 to do something when he got with Mike McDaniel, who has some creativity and enough players on the outside to open up the interior of the defense so Juno Smith can be successful. So
Mhm.
what I'm saying to you is I'm not willing to wait another year, another 2 or 3 seasons for a bottom of the roster player like Brevin Jordan to develop. I would rather move on to somebody with more potential.
Okay,
Hey, Diddy, you know what I love about this is we have such a great team that we can have a very great debate about third string players. Just think about it. Like, when have we ever had a team that we could just sit up here and have a very good conversation about third string players? Like, we're not talking about the secondary that's just going to be just like kicking ass. We're not talking about the 2 running backs. We're not talking about CJ that's going to pass for 5,000. We're not talking about Nico Collins. If Nico Collins get 160 targets, he's going to have 2,000 yards. We're talking about the third uh tight end. It
hey,
is great to be a Texan fan, bro.
hey, it is
It
great.
is lovely,
It's
man.
great, man. And look, I want to end on this, y'all,
It
because
is
we got
lovely.
so much that we'll be able to take us into the next show. Y'all make sure that we got 55 people in here. Y'all make sure that y'all like,
Hey,
share.
you got to read that right there.
Oh
You
no, I'm
got to
finna get
read that.
to it. I'm finna get to it. I just want to get the, the logistics out the way. Yeah, make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. We are the Texans on 3
How
podcast
many
show.
people we got in here
We
tonight?
are in 98. This is our 98 show. We got 55 right now.
All
Uh,
right, that's what's up.
yeah, we this is our 98 show. So our next show will be we'll be on our JJ Watt. You know what I'm saying?
9-9.
And yeah, so man, we appreciate y'all, man, and till we get to 99 more, we appreciate y'all, man, from the heart, from just tuning in and taking your time. All we just want you to do is take a little bit more time to like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Got
We
to. Yes,
appreciate that
sir.
you're here, but man, I promise you, it does so much for the channel. It helps us grow. It helps, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's, you know, rocking with the Texans, man, this is a tight community. I want to I do want to say this though, because I promise you at the beginning of this show, you know, we talk about how, you know, when we have Doc on here, that it's like the
Mm.
Ghetto Boys, right? So it's so synonymous, right? that you gotta have that. Oh yeah, at the beginning, right? And I promise, as I hear, because I was signed to Rap Life for everybody that don't know, but when I listen to Larry speak, it's something familiar about it. And I always knew that it was. I was like, it's something familiar about this.
But yeah.
Shout out Timothy Johnson, man. You hit it right on the head, bro.
Yeah.
Bro sounds just like Jay Prince for real. Like I'm talking, that's the one.
He do.
That's the one
Much
right
respect
there.
from the Northeast Houston.
Hey,
Hey, yeah, Patton, you heard that? You heard that, Patton, right? You heard that, right?
Hey, it's north. It's north side all day, man. We got. I want to give a shout out to the Bull Ring real quick.
What jumped out of here?
I already see
it. Fuck y'all.
We got Willie.
What jumped out of here?
Hey, we got Willie in the building, man. Hold on, let me turn on. Time out. Let me play some music for y'all right quick, man. Let's see is we going? Oh yeah, we paused.
Oh, that beat there is sick.
I appreciate it, y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to
put on that Ready Red.
That beat is sick right there.
Okay, so what I want to do? Oh, he taught that Ready Red.
Ready Red coming at you, holding my
ground. For real. Hey man, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the Bull Ring, man. We appreciate y'all guys. We're gonna give a shout out to Willie Jackson, man. Julius Harris, DQ was in the building. Horace was in the building, man.
Southside.
Larry Payton, even though he's on the panel, he was in the Bull Ring also. Gia, big shout out. Big shout out to AD. Big shout out to T. Jones. Big shout out to Stars. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta call people like.
Hey, Brandon, man, you already know, man. Big shout out to you, my guy.
Brandon from the South Side, too. We taking him, too.
Hey, K1 Stella in the building, man. Appreciate you for coming in the Bull Ring. Let's see anybody that I may be missing, and it looks like everybody Texas Tangents, man. Appreciate you, my guy, for tuning in with us, man. Let's see. Okay, and Timothy Johnson, most definitely, man. You had one of the best comments of the show, bro. He said, I heard him before, because I heard him before the show. I heard him before I seen it and seen it wasn't him. Thought y'all had him on the show for real. Yeah,
that boy do sound like Jay Prince.
Hey man, appreciate it. Hey, now Texas man, I know you, bro. We just appreciate you, man. We already know that, man. All you got to do with this, especially on YouTube, all you got to do is just slide that thing back a little bit, pause, and you know what I'm saying, just and check out the rest of the show. But other than that, though, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all, man.
Great show.
You said enough, you know what I'm saying? Great show, man. We had Doc in the building. And hopefully Tuesday, you know what I'm saying, we can bring the Ghetto Boys back, but we will see, you know what I'm saying. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend, man, and y'all make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Man, the Texans on 3, we are in the building. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy this beat, man, on the fade out, man, but like I said, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. If y'all trying to get a beat, man, y'all can holler at me at official Mr. Slim 777 on Instagram, man, or jump in the Texans on 3 DM and hit me up with a DM, man, and hey, we can work some things out, man, because we make this thing do what it do, baby. Other than that, though, man, my guys, man, y'all already know, man, it's much love.
Yeah.
Great show, man. Till next time, man, because I gotta jump in the studio, man. I got some clients on the way. But other than that, though, y'all know
north side, the north side, yeah, the north side, the north side,
y'all know what time it is.
The north side, the north side.
Hey, we out of here, y'all.
Salute.